Okay, this is the video answer key for pages 11 to 12 of your Chapter 6 notes. So if you look at number 1, we're going to see that we have x plus equals 7. And so remember, we're going to do the plus first. And we're going to add the value of x plus 7 and then assign it to x. So 5 plus 7 is 12. So x is assigned 12. Alright, and then the print statement says x 12. So it's because it's literal string, and then it's the value of the variable x. Alright, we move on. Number 2. X plus equals 7 times y. So remember the order of operations. We want to do the calculation on the right side of the assignment operator first. 7 plus 8 is 15. So this becomes 15. And then x plus equals 15. So we're going to take x, add it to 15, and then which is 23. Timeout. I did that wrong. So this is 7 times 8, which is 56. Sorry. And so this is 56. And so we're going to then take the value of x, which is 5, add it to 56, which is 61, and then assign it to x. So x becomes 61. And so the print statement says print the value of x, which is 61. So that's what the print statement will produce. The next one, x modulus equals y. So x modulus y is the division problem, the remainder of the division problem, x divided by y. X is 5, y is 3. So 3 goes into 5 one time, which is 3, and there's a remainder of 2. So modulus is looking for the remainder, so the remainder 2 is being assigned to this variable here, not to y, but to x. And so, because it says x is assigned, and it's assigned 2. So inside here then, the print statement is going to say it's going to produce x is 2. Alright, so we go to number 4, and in number 4 now we're getting into some increment operators, and so this line of code is just incrementing x. And so x gets incremented to 6, and that's all that happens. And now we're printing what x is, and x is just 6. Okay, so now we go on to number 5, and number 5 is the same kind of thing. You have the increment operator on x, so we're going to increment x. And so this becomes a 6, just like the other one. And so you print x, and you print the value of x, and that is going to be, of course, 6. It's the same thing. But here's where things begin to change. And so on number 6, it says y is assigned x plus plus. Now, because the x plus plus is a part of an assignment, so if it's a part of a calculation, assignment, or a print statement, it acts in a special way. And so since this is part of an assignment here, then it's going to act in a special way. And an x plus plus is going to, because the variable is before the increment operator, or the increment operator is last, we're going to use the variable first and then increment the variable. And so right now the current value of x is 5. And so what we did is we covered this up so it wouldn't distract us, because we're not going to increment till we're done. we're going to use the current value of x, which is 5. So y is assigned 5. Now that we're done with the assignment, we then do the incrementation. So there's the incrementation, and so we then change that to 6. Sorry, this was 5. I lost it. All right, and so now we print the value of x, which is 6, and then we print the value of y, which is 5. All right, so now we go on to the next one. All right, so number 7. Number 7 says that y is assigned plus plus x. So because this is part of an assignment again, then the plus plus x is going to act in a special way. Since the plus plus is prefix and it's before the variable, we're going to increment before we use the variable. Increment it before we use it. So incrementation of x changes it to 6. And then we assign that 6 to y. Alright, so then when we print x and y, they're both going to be 6. Alright, now let's move on to number 8. We are going to, in here, we have x is part of a calculation. Alright, so since it's part of a calculation, and actually part of an assignment as well, we are going to treat this in a special way. X plus plus, since the increment operator is at the end, we're going to use the variable first and then increment it. So we're going to increment at the end. And so we cover this up and look at the value of x, which is 5. So we have y is assigned whatever 5 times 2 is. So we got to do the right side of the assignment operator first, and so 5 times 2 is 10. So y is assigned 10. And then now we increment, because we increment now after we're done with the calculation and the assignment, and so then this becomes 6. Alright, so x is 6 and y is 10. Alright, we're going to move on to number 9. Number 9 is said we're part of a calculation and an assignment, and so the increment operator is after the variable. So once again, we are going to cover this up so it doesn't distract us. And so we do the calculation on the right side of the assignment operator first, and x currently is 5, so 5 times 2 is 10. And so this all becomes 10. So now it says y plus equals 10. So we're going to do the y plus 10 first, which is going to be 10 plus 3, which is 13. And then it gets assigned to y. So this 13 is assigned to y. And then now that we're done with the assignment and the calculation, now we can do the increment, which is to make that 6. So x is equal to 6 and y is equal to 13. Okay, so now we're on number 10. And in number 10, the increment operator is a part of a calculation and an assignment. And so this is going to be treated in a special way. And since the increment operator is before the variable, then we need to increment the variable first before we use it. So right now we go to x and we increment it. And then so now it's 6. And so we're going to use the 6, not the 5, because it's been incremented. So 6 times 2 is 12. And so now we're going to go, so this all becomes 12. And so y plus 12 is 15, because y is 3. Y plus 12 is 15. And then that 15 gets assigned to the y. So this becomes 15. So x is 6 and y is 15. Alright, we go on to the next one. The next one is the x++ is part of a print statement. And so it's going to act in a special way. The increment operator is at the end, or it's after the variable, so we're going to use the variable first and then increment it. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover this up so we don't get distracted. And so it's going to say, I ate X cookies. Well, X is 5. So it's going to say, then, in here, it's going to say, I ate 5 cookies. And then the print statement's done now. And so now we're going to do the incrementation. And so it increments to 6. And so the next line of code here says to print the value of x, and value of x is 6. So we go now to the next, or the last one, and we have the same idea where this ++x is a part of the print statement. And so it's going to act in a special way. The the increment operator, is before the variable, so it gets incremented first. So x becomes 6. Now we can use the variable, and so it's not 5 anymore, it's 6 now. So it's going to say, I ate 6 cookies. So there you've got 6, and then we already incremented, so now it's going to go down to the print statement, and the print statement here says to print the value of x, which is 6 as well. Alright, those are the solutions for these 2 pages.